Hey y'all, it's me, Apollo Wussy, bitch. Um, okay, so I wanted to come on today to make a video about a certain subject that has been playing on my mind, has been playing on my noggin lately, and I originally did create a video for it, but we're not gonna post it. I was far too harsh, I was far too mean, I was far too direct, and I didn't get the message across. So I'm gonna redo it, okay? And I wanted to talk about being led on, and the fact that being led on can psychologically hijack the brain's reward and stress systems. It creates this cycle of attachment, withdrawal, resemble addiction, damages the nervous system, weakens immunity, and leaves real physical scars alongside, of course, the emotional ones. So I wanted to talk about that today because being led on it's very painful. It completely changes the whole entire of your life and your future, and really just anytime you try and settle down with someone. So I kind of just wanted to go through it because I know a lot of bitches being going through being led on, and I've got a really close friend of mine who was also led on by a man, and that really sucks. And she told me about it, and I was like, you know what, I feel for you. I really do. I don't think she told me about it, actually. I think she reposted a TikTok or posted something on her story resembling that, and it kind of clicked for me, and I was like, right, that's really sad because I know what it's like. Okay, so I just wanted to get into it, right? Whether it's straight men, whether it's just men in general, hey, even women. Leading somebody on is just so grotesque. It is so wrong on so many levels, and I know in the moment it might seem funny and it might seem like that's not what you were trying to do, and then maybe you accidentally did, but it still damages. The damage is still done. You know what I'm saying? Like, the damage is still done. Okay, so I decided to bring my boyfriend into this, of course, and properly sort of analyze the psychology of being led on and kind of like what that does for us, okay? So I just wanted to go straight into it. So here we've got the psychology of being led on. Dopamine surges / reward system. Every time the person leading you on gives affection, attention, or flirtation, your brain releases dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter. Okay, yes, correct. This creates a cycle similar to gambling or addiction. Unpredictable rewards hook you in, making it harder to let go. Agree. Okay, once you're sort of over bed with this fucking love bomb and all of this attention, all of this affection, even if we minus that, even if it's somebody you've liked for a really long time and all of a sudden they're showing interest into you, that's like, it releases a lot of dopamine in the brain. And you feel so good about it, and you feel really good, and like your insides are tingling, you're getting the butterflies, and you feel like life is worth living. Of course, cortisol spikes, stress hormone. When signals shift, affection withdrawn, rejection implied, cortisol rises. Chronically elevated cortisol can cause fatigue, anxiety, poor sleep, and even weaken the immune system. That is true. Once you've kind of come to the realization that you have been led on, I think not even just that, not even just the withdrawal there, but, during being led on, when they pull away, right? And they come back, and then they pull away, and then they come back. So, like, it's like a week on, a week off, a week on, a week off. It's all that withdrawn, right? It's the rejection and then the affection. And it's not just, like, abusive and manipulative in a way, but it's really damaging and it's really gross. Like, I noticed when I'd been led on, like, fatigue, anxiety, poor sleep, like, I noticed that even in friendships, when you sort of withdraw that attention in very, very close friendships, you cannot sleep. You can't eat, or you overeat, and I mean, I personally cannot sleep right now. It's 3:25 in the morning. You know, can we chat? Can we say? Hey chat, can we say? Yeah, there we go. It's 3:25 in the morning. Like, I cannot sleep for the life of me because of this. Like, in a friendship sort of way, when they sort of pull away their attention, weaken the immune system. Yeah, oxytocin and attachment. Intimate moments, whether physical or just emotional closeness, release oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Okay, damn bitch, I don't know, was that serious? Like, the bonding hormone? This strengthens emotional attachment even when the relationship isn't healthy. That's why it's so hard to detach once you've been let on. Okay, in other words, girl, you got an attachment issues. And I feel like, especially when you've been let on, attachment issues, you know, develop a little bit more. Kind of like your frontal lobe. Okay, fight or flight activation. The uncertainty and the constant guessing, do they actually like me? Activates the sympathetic nervous system. Symptoms include racing heart, shallow breathing, muscle tension, body reacts as if it's danger because the inconsistency signals threat. So panic attacks, if you've been experiencing panic attacks. Again, another symptom of being let on. You see where I'm starting to go with this? Listen, like the damages. Right, thank you. Now, this is where it gets really sad. The psychological damages over time. Nervous system dysregulation. The repeated cycle of hope and letdown overstimulates the nervous system, can lead to anxiety disorders, hypervigilance, or feeling on edge all the time. Hello. Hormonal imbalance. Prolonged cortisol spikes interfere with the testosterone, estrogen balance, sleep hormones like melatonin and hunger hormones. Okay, this can cause weight changes, fatigue, and lowered libido. Girl, I love the word libido. Hello. Addiction like dependence. Because dopamine is released inconsistently, the brain craves the next hit of attention. Neurologically, this resembles patterns seen in substance addictions. So you're telling me I get addicted to you and then have withdrawals when you pull back? Hey, love that. Cardiovascular strain, chronic stress increases blood pressure and the heart rate variability, putting long-term strain on the cardiovascular system. Okay, so now you're causing me heart issues. You're genuinely causing me heart failure. Immune system suppression. Cortisol weakens immune response, making someone more susceptible to illness. Now, I just want to say, that is the effects it has on your body being led on by somebody else. Full stop. This is it's abuse. Okay, I know you don't want to hear that. I know, like, but it's abuse in some way. It's genuinely emotional abuse for somebody to lead you on and so willingly do it. Now, if you've been led on and said person is leading you on, they don't have that intention of, I'm going to lead you on, but it just so happens that they accidentally did. The damage is still done. Okay, it's not a thing of, well, you took it the wrong way. No, maybe you shouldn't have sent me your cock, and then I wouldn't have took it the wrong way. Maybe you just shouldn't have done this for multiple years. I wouldn't have took it the wrong way. It's as simple as that. It's not my fault. I could sit here and be like, you know what, part of me is to blame, blah, blah, blah. But no, you know, I liked you. You took advantage of that. Now, this is where I really want to get into it. Because I just find it so hard to believe that if you truly like somebody and you truly have feelings for them, shame or no shame, it doesn't just end up in leading you on because you lose feelings, because you feel ashamed or you're scared. It doesn't work like that. And it's as simple as that. So now we're going to talk about why the fuck these men, or even these women, Okay? Men or women have to lead us whores on. For real. Okay? Ego and validation. Okay? Attention makes them feel attractive, wanted, or powerful. Even if they don't want a relationship, they enjoy knowing someone desires them. That is sick. Okay? I am sick to my stomach. Like, girl, I mean, this cup says it all, but y'all be too excessive. Y'all be doing so much. Like, listen, have I maybe seen a photo of my body or a video of my body and being like a little, yeah, once or twice. I think that's really good for me. Promoting body positivity. But I think it's pretty fucking sick that, like, oh wow, ego and validation, like, it makes you feel powerful and wanted. They enjoy knowing someone desires them. That is sick. It's really sick. And a lot of people who end up leading people on, they could, a lot of people aren't aware of this, like, when they're doing it. And they know that, it makes them feel attractive or wanted or powerful. They just, if you're emotionally cut off like that, I guess you'll just feel good when you're doing it, not knowing that it's benefiting you in this way. But I digress, okay? Fear of loneliness. Some men don't want to lose the bond, so they give just enough affection to keep the person close without committing. Yeah, that sounds about right, because, listen, and I apologise for saying this, but y'all bitches ain't shit for real. Because you so whiny and whiny and whiny. If you want a relationship, you want to get married, you want to find the one. Maybe if you stop doing this shit, you kind of will. What is, like, so up here for you to lead somebody on? Okay, and I just want to, I want to take a little sidebar here, okay? Little team meeting. Part of this video is directed to a person who led me on, and I think that's fine. I'm entitled to an opinion. I am entitled to this, especially when it happened to me. But I also do just want to say that a lot of what I'm reading is not necessarily gonna be correct, in the sense of that's why he did it, and it's not gonna be correct in the sense of, like, you out there, if you've led someone on or you've been led on, that this is why they've done it. Okay, because this is naming multiple reasons. Personally, that's my own opinion, that I think there is a reason behind leading someone on, because it's happened to me. I just don't think it's sick, it's gross, it is ruined so much for me. And I just do want to make that clear, because this is not me saying that the person that led me on is a fear of loneliness, is him leading me on was making him feel powerful, attractive, all this fucking whatever. I'm just saying hypothetically. These are the reasons of why people lead people on. If he has done it intentionally, if he has not done it intentionally, then this does not resonate to him, nor is it aimed. But like I said, it happened to me. I wasn't the one doing the leading on, so I can't speak for him. But I can't sit here and be entitled to opinion about it, considering it happened to me. Again, I digress. Confusion about their own feelings. They may be unsure of their sexuality, identity, or what they want from a relationship. Leading on can be an unconscious way of testing, feeling without fully admitting it. This is the one I stand by the most. I just genuinely think as well, when it comes to what is, like, socially out of the norm, like a gay guy, a plus size person, I think anything that is socially out of the norm of what is socially acceptable to date, I think we kind of just become this sort of playground, this sort of training ground, testing ground, like with test drives, right? Because if I go outside right now, well, not right now because it's about 7 in the morning, but if I wait to a reasonable time and go outside and I see all these couples, I'm going to say the same woman over and over again. I'm going to say the same guy over and over again. Not that I have a problem with that at all. You know, I'm not judging. However, I am judging. Because all the women look the same. All the guys look the same. To an extent, right? Everybody is trying to fit in and be the same, socially acceptable. Okay? So, society sort of has this thing of who you should date, how you should date, all of this fucking bullshit. And I've started to notice that mainly, gay guys, non-binary people, and plus-size people, we are sort of like these outcasts that are like, you don't see much of, right? In the dating scene, yeah? And what's socially acceptable. And we are judged, we are picked apart, we are laughed at, we're degraded, belittled, dehumanized, the list goes on forever. And I feel like they will lead us on, right? To sort of test and to see what they want, to see if they're ready for the commitment. Because you are non-binary, they don't have to commit to you. You're plus size, they don't have to commit to you. You're gay, they don't have to commit to you. You know, they're just testing it. Like, you are literally a prop and you are being used for their own amusement, for their own beneficial gain. Side note, do I think we all get into relationships for our own personal gain? Yes, it's just like poetry. We write poems so we don't feel alone, right? It's the same with a relationship. We get in relationships not because we genuinely want to be so in love, but because we don't want to be alone. I mean, I think that's perfectly fine, but, you know. Immaturity and avoidance. Rather than being upfront, I don't feel the same way. They avoid conflict by keeping things ambiguous. Immature men may not realise the long-term damage this causes. I think this one is definitely one of the ones I'm leaning towards the most. I think that this is probably a huge percent of men as well. Men that are just so immature that, you know, they're scared of conflict and so they avoid it. And instead of being like, hey, you know, I don't like you like that, or hey, I like you like that, they will avoid it. Classic men. Classic bad men, okay? Because we've established on this channel that I don't hate all men. I just hate men. And then it's men. Okay, you see where I'm going? Power dynamics. Oh, this one really pissed me off when I read this. Some enjoy the sense of control. I was like trying to find where you're going. Knowing they can influence someone's emotions. Again, grotesque. In darker cases, it becomes manipulation, keeping someone emotionally dependent. Yeah, I guess we see this in a lot of abusive relationships, neglectful relationships as well. And I guess you also see it in people leading others on, the power dynamics. It's fucked. Cultural or social conditioning. In groups where homophobia, toxic masculinity, or shame around vulnerability are strong, some men play along with closeness but then pull away to protect their straight image. Now, I genuinely think there is a couple of things on that list that kind of describes the person that led me on. Now, if he takes offence to this, he takes offence to it. At the end of the day, I'll repeat again, I'm entitled to an opinion considering it happened to me. But, listen, that's what happened to me. And that's what's probably happened to a lot of people fucking watching this. The point is, leading someone on is not a case of leading someone on. That's it, it's over because you feel it's over. It's over when the person that is the victim in this situation, the person that you did that to, says it's over. It doesn't get to become a taboo subject to discuss because you don't like discussing it. If I am jeopardizing your straight image, if I am making you feel less attractive and powerful and in control and all of this bullshit, then so be it. But I think to lead someone is a really messed up thing. Even if you don't intend on doing it, it's still messed up, damage done. Okay? It's going to be hard getting in relationships after being led on because you're in a mindset of, what did I do wrong? What was so wrong with me? You know, like, how did I fuck up? Was it this? Was it that? Like, what did I do wrong? Literal pearl clip. Insert pearl clip right now.
What did I do wrong?
Nothing. Calm down.
No! Why are you leaving me if I didn't do anything wrong? I don't understand. I thought you liked me!
I do like you. I just...
Tell me the truth! Why are you leaving me? What did you say? Why did you change?
This is what I'm saying. We are let on, and we are allowed. They allow us to assume it is us. And even if they don't, and even if they step in, they're like, it was not you, like, it was a me thing. Still, you didn't have to do that. I got told that I got blocked because they felt ashamed. Right? Okay, you felt ashamed, that's not my fault. That is your fault for being so fucking stupid, protecting a straight image when we all know you're fucking gay. I think being let on is not talked about enough, and I think we should talk about it more. It should not be a taboo subject, because at the end of the day, it's not the person that's let on, it's not that there's something wrong with them, it's there's something wrong with the person leading them on. And I stand by that. All my life, I've been led on by straight men, and not all my life, but I've been led on by a lot of straight men, and I've had so many talking stages, and I've been led on by gay men as well, by men. All men, apparently at this point, but no, I've been led on by a lot of men, and I've been let down by a lot of men, and this is why I have issues with men. My hatred for men comes from what I witnessed men in power positions do to women. I've grown up with all women. I have 3 sisters and I have a fucking mother. I barely see my dad growing up, and I don't speak to him to this day, and I still live with my sisters and my mother. I have 1 brother. And seeing what a man put my mother through, seeing what past men have put my sisters through, and obviously with me being gay, what men have put me through, even that alone, as well, if we sort of deteriorate from what goes on in the outside world, it's not nice, and I grow to despise men. And a lot of men will say to me, well, you know, I don't want to be put in the same box as all these other men you're comparing to, and it's like, if you do something that reminds me of that, I'm gonna instantly be like, yep. At the end of the day, leading somebody on is not right. It's fucked up. Real fucked up. And because I was let on, it's gonna be very hard for me to get into a relationship and find someone and settle down. And unfortunately, I have to do the work to mend something that somebody else broken. I have to fix what they fucked up. And it's pretty ironic, hilarious, but very sad. Very sad. But it is what it is. Well, it isn't, but you know, we move. And we sort of, you know, one step in front of the other. And we just keep going, because if I give up looking for love, I could pass up the love of my life. And it's hard when my main worry is, not my main worry, but my main thing is like insecurities. I'm so insecure when it comes to dating men because I've been let down so much. Like, would I hold a man's hand in public? Probably not for a while. Because I feel ashamed to an extent by it. sort of internalized shame by being led on so much and misled. I just think at the end of the day, you know, people need to get their shit together. But like I said, I know the person who led me on is going to be watching this. And please do not take offense to this. And if none of these reasons resonate with you, then you didn't do it for that reason. That's chill. But I was entitled to an opinion, and obviously the damage is still done. And this, I guess, this video is to literally just clarify what leading somebody on does. So all of you bitches out there that have fucking led somebody on, know this is how you're fucking up people. And to all of the other people that have been led on, like myself and like my friend, I am so sorry. And that is a really fucking sucky thing. But all we can do is power through and try and mend some of the damage that they caused. And on that note, I need a new copy, so Apollo out, bitch.